It's all fine and dandy when you get these budget fragrances, yo, they smell amazing, the compliment factor is wow, but when it's summertime, 80+ degrees in metropolitan areas or deserts like Arizona, do these budget fragrances perform, especially the hyped ones online? Well, let me share my thoughts on 5 budget fragrances super hyped online and how they performed on me on 80+ degrees, high humidity, New York City vibes, sweating like you stole something, and I think I hear the cops. Let's go. Blessing one of my beautiful peoples, you know who it is, it's your boy, 𝐷_𝗙𝗂𝗧. I only did 5 of them because I haven't had enough time to really test them out in the high heat. Unfortunately, New York, tri-state area, the heat fluctuates. We went from 60 to 105, back to 60. It just really interchanges. So I'm trying to test them out to see if they really perform, and they've gotten good full day wears in high heat. Now the first one is a hype TikTok-y fragrance, which in fact does smell very handsome, but the performance was a little lackluster. And that's by the brand of 𝗙𝗾𝗋, and that's Dubai Nights. The craziness is that really performance is subjective from person to person, and I guess person in environments. Because there's a lot of people on the TikTok that are saying, yo, this shit performs crazy on my skin and all that jazz. My skin does sop fragrances up like a biscuit, but therefore if a fragrance performs well on me, I like to think that it'll perform even better on you, unless we have similar epidermis issues. Now 𝗙𝗾𝗋 Dubai Nights is a fragrance that has bergamot, elemi, saffron, Bulgarian rose, oud, and a bunch of other sweet, sexy, dynamic DNAs. This fragrance definitely shines more at nighttime, but in high heat, it really wasn't doing much. Now this fragrance is supposed to be in the space of Montal's Arabian Tonka, and I would say that it's in the space, but not a one-to-one. It has a lot of the same dynamics as Arabian Tonka, but with all transparency, Arabian Tonka isn't much more expensive than this fragrance and beats the piss out of this fragrance in performance. Nice fragrance, you probably will save anywhere from 30 to 40 bucks over Arabian Tonka, but as far as high heat performance, this was like bleh. If this could survive Dubai heat, it can survive anywhere, including Arizona. 8th Year by French Avenue. This is one of the fragrances that I took with me to Dubai, and honestly speaking, I was surprised, probably as surprised as you are, that this did as well as it did. Granted, I had to do like a 10 to 12 sprayer, which is exactly what I did with the Dubai Nights joint. I mean, the desert, the walking sun, like it felt like my toes were on embers of coal. That's how Dubai felt, and it wasn't even summer. You know what it is for the Uber drivers to be laughing at me sweating the way that I was sweating, saying this is still spring. What? 𝗙𝗨 is in the space of Greenlee, but it has a little bit more earthiness than Greenlee, at least off of my skin. Performs very good. The sillage bubble is good for about an hour or so, and then kind of reduces down to like less than arm's length and is living more like a skin scent, but it's something that close encounter wise is constantly just lingering around the nose. And again, my pores were all the way open in Dubai. I mean, sweating in ways and places that I didn't think sweat can perspirate from. So 8th Year in hot weather for me works extraordinarily well, very mass appealing, extraordinarily versatile, and just overall handsome. Now the next one, this joint was a beast. Lattafa's Art of Universe, aka the 𝗙𝗧𝗔 of Blue Talisman. Passionate pear and magnificent mint is what this fragrance has. Delicious, fruity, pear, punchy mint, a little bit dry. The amber in here is absolute money, and this shit really performed. And I was under 8 sprayer mark in this particular fragrance. It didn't need that much. This fragrance latches onto your skin like a leech dying to suck you off.
Huh? What?
Mass appeal, fruity, in the bubble of Blue Talisman. Still, Blue Talisman still has better performance than this joint, but is obviously a lot more costly than this fragrance. And this isn't Blue Talisman one-to-one. It's kind of like a hybridish energy, as most clones are. But in high heat, I wore this one specifically in 94-degree heat. I forgot what the humidity was, but it was astronomically bad. I went for like my afternoon walk, and I couldn't go any further than like 5 to 6 blocks when I started seeing spots. Once you're walking, you start seeing like colors and shit like kaleidoscopes. Oh, you got a problem. This should have been like the smelling salt, and it's just, I'm alive. Or I'm tripping on shrooms. I don't know. I remember that day. It was kind of rough. But Art of Universe of Lattafa, not only is it hyped, masculine, sexy, but performance, the best one probably out of this list. Now, surprisingly, this Le Beau Paradise Garden interpretation that's a new release, bro, what? How was Tropical by Rasasi? No cap. figgy deliciousness, and I liked Paradise Garden, but this shit is crazy. It's a little bit fuckboy. It's definitely in the JPG space. You absolutely get the comparison to 𝗏𝗏𝐵 This shit is crazy. The fig note in here is beautiful. It's watery, it's bright, it's green, it's super fucking loud. And it still manages to be creamy and musky at the same time. This is a really good scent, man. Like, surprisingly. Like, 𝗏𝗏𝗏 really does some shit fragrances. I almost just fell. And it's hard to compete with the original because the original was such a sleeper from like well over a decade ago that people were still jocking until it came into the TikTok space. Then they totally wore it out from fucking hype. But this shit, I think it's like a strong number 2. I would pick this over 𝗏𝗏𝗏. This is really surprisingly good. And again, in hot weather, this shit did crazy. It was still smelling sexy. I was outside having a little frozen margarita because your boy's tapping into a little tequila vibes this summer. And I was under a canopy and I just felt that sillage bubble just lingering around, hoping that it would catch somebody's attention. Anybody, I just wanted a half a compliment. But in that particular day, I didn't get it. But what I did get was like, damn, shocked that this thing did as well as it did as far as performance in the hot heat. So for New York and New Jersey climates, with buildings radiating the heat off of you from those big ass windows, 𝗏𝗏𝗏 tropical? Shit. Now this last fragrance, I expected a little bit more performance, to be honest with you. The scent profile is fun, it's super playful, it's juvenile, but the 2 fragrances that I have smelled from this brand seem to have performed better than I thought. So I had high hopes performance-wise from this scent profile, and that's Ahmed Almogabri's 𝗏𝗏. This is like Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce with a twist, heavy watermelonish kind of note, super spry, very playful, very juvenile. Definitely reminded me of the days of the hype of Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce, but didn't perform as well as I'd hoped. It wasn't horrible, to be honest with you, but I expected a little bit more with a 10 spray mark. What I did get was a buttload of watery, aquatic, watermelonish DNA. You got a little bit of an amber punch from this fragrance. There was some aldehydic nature and some ambroxan DNA as well. There was airy, green, aquatic-y, watermelon, super playful, very young, fuckboyish kind of vibe, which is why the TikTok audience really appreciates this fragrance. And maybe for them, it performed better than it did for me, but it was kind of lackluster off of my skin. Again, it wasn't horribly performing, but it wasn't like a wow factor. But maybe I just had my expectations too high. I gassed it before I even smelled it because leather from Ahmed Almogabri's is insanely strong, super budget, great interpretive fragrance of Tuscan leather. And this being Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce, I would hope it have that same punchy DNA strength as leather in summer format, but I should know better. Like freshies, they struggle in the summertime. So is this a good fragrance? Yes, it's definitely a little bit juvenile, but nothing off-putting about this fragrance. Would be a phenomenal gym scent. But as far as like, yo, can this stand up to 80+ degree weather in high humidity off of me? Not great. And those are the 5 budget freshies that have a little bit of hype. And if you want to see part 2 of this, leave it in the comments below. I love y'all mother suckers from the heart. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all snitches next time. You know who it is. Biggest in the game. Smooches.
For the fly gun holder, money folder, motor roller, start tack when it's time to call back. For the rough, rugged, and raw way, this nigga Jay, it's a game, but he don't play. Hey, for all the chicks that got dead in the penthouse suite on top of my mom's crib. It's nonsense, you never get in. It's nonsense that you would think that you would